fried custard. Hi, welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. My name is Sonika and today we're going to make a dessert recipe that gets its inspiration all the way from Spain. Today we're making fried custard. Let's take a look at all the ingredients we need to make this. Some refined flour, eggs, cornstarch, milk, sugar, some almonds cut into slivers, cinnamon sticks, cinnamon powder, almond essence, honey. So now let's start making this recipe. What we'll do first is that in this mixing bowl, we're going to mix together a couple of ingredients. We start with the refined flour. I'm going to keep some aside because we need to coat our custard before we fry it. To this, let's add some cornstarch or corn flour. To this, let's add some sugar and give it a good mix. To this, we'll also add some cinnamon powder. So you get a nice flavor of cinnamon right through your fried custard. To this, let's add some milk and let's whisk it constantly while we do so. So let's keep this aside for 5 minutes and move on to our next step. For that, we're going to heat a sauce. So for the next step, we're going to heat some milk in a pan. And I'm going to add in a stick of cinnamon to this so it gets a nice flavor. Now we're going to let this come to a slight boil. In the meanwhile, I'm going to add some almond slivers to our batter here. So let's add some almond slivers. So let's add a few drops of almond essence. So now we're going to take this off the heat. I'm going to switch off the flame. And I'm also going to remove the cinnamon stick that we added to it. Now that our milk is cool, I'm going to add this batter into the milk while constantly whisking it, and then we'll bring it back on heat. Now let's turn the flame back on this. We're going to cook it on a very low heat and we have to stir it constantly just to ensure that there are no lumps formed in this custard. So now we've got a nice thick mixture. We're going to turn off the heat and pour this into these lovely silicone molds that we've got. So let's move and do that. Now we've poured our custard mixture into these silicone molds. We're going to just tap it slightly so that there are no air bubbles left. We're going to set this custard in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours, but you could also set it overnight. So let's go and do that. So the custard is nicely set, and since we've put them in these silicone molds, it's really easy to remove them as well. So this is what our custard is going to look like once it's set. So now we're just going to quickly fry these. So we'll put that aside, and I'm going to crack an egg in a bowl. And we're going to heat some oil in a pan. And we're going to whisk the egg slightly. So we whisk the egg, let's keep it aside. Let's heat some oil in a pan to shallow fry these. The thing is, once you take the custard out of the fridge, everything that you do up to the point of frying it is to be at super speed because you don't want the custard to melt. So I'm going to take these custard bites and coat them with some flour. And then I'm going to dip them in the egg. And then they go straight into the pan. Similarly, let's fry the rest of our custard bites as well. So now we're going to turn the ones that are cooked on one side. And now let's fry this till they get a nice golden brown color on the other side as well. So our fried custard is ready. I'm going to transfer this onto a paper towel just to drain off any of the excess oil that is collected. Now let's start plating it. So we've got this attractive looking plate over here. Now let's get ready to present this already pretty good looking dish. I'm going to drizzle some honey over this. Now let's sprinkle some cinnamon powder over this. And finally some almond slivers. So here it is, our fried custard. Slightly different from a usual custard, but a very interesting and a superb recipe. Please make sure you try this one.